Hello everyone, in this video I will be showing you guys this team which got me to 2560 elo from 2363 elo. The team is Shadow Coaxile, Force Palm, Power Up Punch, Thunder Punch, Lucario and Shadow Polyrath. So I used this team for 2 days and I got all of my recordings on day 1 which was really good. Like I will show you 2 4-1 sets in this video, and I didn't record the second day where I got to this 2547 elo, and after this got a 3-2 set which got me to 2560 elo. Let's get into the battles and check out this team in action. Into the first match we have Quagsire versus Lantern. Really good lead for us. So opponent comes in with his Escavalier. I will go for this Mud Bomb, and if opponent decides to no shield this charge move, I will come in with my Polyrath and then I will counter down this Escavalier. I don't have to shield this charge move because opponent has a Lantern in the back, and shielding that charge move will only make things bad for me. So I will go for this Dynamic Punch. It will do a lot of damage on Lantern if goes unshielded. And now I will come in with my Quagsire here, and opponent goes for the Surf. So I won't shield this charge move because it won't do a lot of damage, and then I will go for this Mud Bomb to either force the shield or KO this Lantern. Opponent decided to shield, so I come in with my Lucario, and opponent's final Pokemon is Magnezone. That's why opponent was not switching out into his final one against my Quagsire. So GG's to my opponent. Into the next match we have Quagsire versus Polyrath. So I will use the same strategy I used against Escavalier, which is I will go for this Mud Bomb and then I will switch out into my Polyrath if opponent no shields this Mud Bomb, because then I can counter down opponent's Polyrath before it gets to second charge move. Opponent comes in with his Registeel. I will throw my Dynamic Punch on CMP type with Zap Cannon. Opponent decides to no shield the Registeel. Registeel gets one-shotted by Dynamic Punch, and now we have 3 healthy mons with 2 shields, and opponent has 2 healthy ones with 2 shields, and that's why opponent decides to surrender. GG's. Into the next match we have Quagsire versus Lantern. Really good lead for me, so I will see opponent switching out into his Escavalier. I will do the same thing again here, which is throw this Mud Bomb. Opponent no shields the charge move, and then I will counter down this Escavalier with my Polyrath. I won't shield this charge move because opponent has a Lantern and I don't want to get sparked down by it. So opponent comes in with his Lantern. I will go for this Dynamic Punch. This charge move will do a lot of damage, and then I tried to get to a nice event, but I couldn't get to it. So I will come in with my Quagsire here, and opponent comes in with this Marathon. I have to throw this Mud Bomb to get my Switch Clock back so that I can switch out into my Lucario. And here I won't shield this charge move because Thunder won't knock out Lucario, and I can fast move it down, and then I can throw this Power Up Punch to do some chip damage on opponent's Lantern, and then I will force palm down this Lantern to win the game. Into the next match we have Quagsire versus Jealous, and kind of a neutral matchup. So what you should do here is throw your Stone Edge instead of Mud Bomb. I tried to bait here, but opponent won't shield, and now I will shield this charge move because Jellicent users throw Shadow Ball first and then they go for Surf. If they anticipate like that you are shield, if they anticipate that you are gonna shield, then they might bait. But here I'm going for these Mud Bombs and opponent is not shielding at all. So here I will call this charge move, and it's going to be a Bubble Beam, which is a really good call on my part. We farm down the Jellicent, and then opponent comes in with his Gastrodon. I switched out into my Polyrath. This was an unintentional switch because I was not expecting Gastrodon to come in against my Quagsire, because I thought that it could be a grass. Opponent will snipe me down with his grass type mon. So here opponent goes for the Body Slam. I won't shield the charge move, and then I will come in with my Quagsire. Opponent's final Pokemon is Escavalier, and it's bad for my Lucario. So I have to stay in this matchup. I will go for back-to-back Mud Bombs. First Mud Bomb goes unshielded and did 50% damage, and second Mud Bomb goes shielded. So now I will shield this charge move because it can be a drill run. Even Aerial Ace will do like 50% damage, and now I will farm down this Cavalier, and then I will go for this pup to win the game. GG's. So this is the 4th win of the 4-1 set. I won't be showing my losses because those are not interesting basically. So it got me to 2400 elo. Into the first battle of the second 4-1 set, we have Quagsire versus Jealous and neutral matchup. So what I will do here is I will go for the Stone Edge here, and I guess opponent should no shield this charge move, and then I will shield this charge move hoping that it's going to be a Shadow Ball, but opponent baits with Surf and switches out into his Pharaoh. So here opponent will get to this Thunder here, but after shielding this one time, I won't have to shield again because I can easily counter down, force palm down Pharaoh before it reaches another Thunder. Now opponent will come in with his Jellicent, and I will force both shields from opponent with Thunder Punch. So if and opponent will shield if he wants to keep his Jellicent alive. Opponent double shields his Jellicent and throws his charge move before I can make it to another Thunder Punch, and it will knock out my Lucario. And now I will come in with my Quagsire, and I will immediately go for this Mud Bomb. This Mud Bomb will KO this Jellicent, and then opponent's final Pokemon is Berserker. So I will switch out into my Poliwrath because one any one charge move from Berserker won't knock out my Poliwrath, and I can get to this Ice Event to debuff this Berserker, and then I will counter down this Berserker for the win. Into the next match, we have Quagsire versus Sandslash. Good lead for me, and my all of my 3 mons beat Sandslash. Uh, Opponent builds energy for the Ice Punch and switches out into his Jellicent. So I will throw this Stone Edge, and I don't have any answers for this Jellicent, so I will stay in this matchup. So I'm gonna go for this Mud Bomb. Opponent decides to no shield, and here I will shield this charge move, expecting it to be a Shadow Ball, but opponent baits with Surf, and here I won't shield this charge move as well. Yeah, it's another Surf. We farm down the Jellicent, win the switch, and here I'm tapping on Poliwrath to catch that Ice Punch charge move which Sandslash has, and we catch the charge move, and then we will see opponent switching out into his final mon, which is Mantine, and now it's a bit tricky because I don't have Mantine answers. The only thing I can do here is that throw Thunder Punch from Lucario, but opponent has 2 shields, so let's see how it plays out. I'm not gonna shield this charge move. Then I will come in with my Quagsire. Here I'm baiting with Shadow Stone Edge, and opponent decides to shield, which is good for me. And now I won't shield this charge move, and then I'm putting it all on my Lucario. So my strategy here is to no shield this charge move because it's going to be an aerial ace. I want to shield Water Pulse, and yeah, this was my strategy, that opponent tries to catch my Thunder Punch, and we farm down the Sandslash, and now we outpace this Mantine to win this game. Into the next match, we have Quagsire versus Poliwrath. So what I will do here is that I will go for the Mud Bomb as I have done before, and then I will, if opponent no shields this charge move, I will switch out into my Poliwrath. We switch out into our Poliwrath, opponent goes for the charge move. I'm gonna shield it because it can be a dynamic punch which will do a lot of damage, and now I will completely counter it down because Poliwrath won't reach another dynamic punch. Opponent comes in with his Scavalier. I will go for this Ice Event, and it grabs a shield. Now I will go for the dynamic punch to do a lot of damage. If goes unshielded, opponent no shields the dynamic punch one shots the Escavalier, and opponent's final Pokemon is Ludicolo. So I will come in with my Lucario, and here opponent realizes that he has lost the game. GG's to my opponent. Into the next match, we have Quagsire versus Ferrothorn. Bad lead for us, so I will switch out into my Poliwrath. Opponent comes in with his Lantern. I will go for the dynamic punch. If goes unshielded, I will be able to flip switch. Opponent, knowing that, shields the charge move, and here I won't shield this charge move because if it's a Surf, then I will survive and I can reach another dynamic punch, and it is a Surf, and we only get to this Ice Event. I'm gonna go for this Ice Event. Opponent shields this charge move as well, expecting it to be a dynamic punch, and we have 2 shields advantage. So now it is like getting a bit easier to win this game. So I before I could have thrown like my Mud Bomb, opponent switches out into his Jellicent. I'm gonna shield this charge move because want my I don't want my Quagsire to be down just yet. I will go for this another Stone Edge to completely KO this Jellicent, and then I will switch out into my Lucario for the Ferrothorn here, and then opponent goes for the charge move. I'm gonna shield this charge move, expecting it to be a Thunder. It is a Power Whip bait, and here I'm throwing Power Up Punch for some reason. I should throw Thunder Punch to KO this Lantern actually, and Lantern survives, gets to this charge move, which is yeah bad. I should have thrown Thunder Punch. What am I doing? We countered force palm down the lantern, and we get to this power punch. Now I'm hoping that I can reach a charge move on my Quagsire to win this game. Quagsire gets to the mud bomb on the CMP tie against this Ferrothorn so that it can win the game. GG's. I made a big blunder by throwing the power punch instead of thunder punch, but we still win the game because of Quagsire. GG's. Thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you in the next one.